Welcome to the December 2025, the end of the year. We're getting close to a phase of completion of things that are no longer serving us. And this call is to support a transition that's happening on our planet with the 1212 portal that we are currently in. Whenever we have a 1212 portal, it's the magical number of 12. It is about the year coming to a completion and old patterns coming to completion. So it's important for us to really understand what patterns in our life that we have been doing that no longer serve us. And whenever I say a portal, it's just, if you can imagine it like an influx of energy, that it's like prayer energy that's being infused in our planet to assist us in completing things that are no longer healthy for us, that no longer serve us. And it can feel really uncomfortable because that influx of energy is designed to push things up that need to be addressed and need healing. And what I have noticed with this, the biggest, I guess, transition is identities. So today we're going to talk about what are the roles and identities that you have labeled yourself with that create dysfunction in your world, or create, and it doesn't even have to be necessarily dysfunction, but create a feeling of fear or destabilization. What are the identities that we carry to make us feel worth and value? And can we give up the belief that I must struggle to prove my worthiness? So that's one of my favorite topics because it's something that I have had to really integrate into my learning. And Karen's comment earlier was, how do we live life when we don't have those struggles? Or what should we be doing? Or how do I grow spiritually if I'm not in this place that I must do something, or I have to follow a protocol to feel my worth? And even all the things that I recommend, getting up and meditating and moving your body in ways that are appropriate for you, and setting intentions, and saying a prayer, and reading, and all of the things that we believe we need for our spiritual ascension, growth, awareness. And today I'm going to confront that a little bit with this new knowledge that is permeating our planet. And it's the knowledge that I am enough, the knowledge that I am of great worth, the knowledge that I cannot be separated from my divine creator because I am an extension of it. And anytime I feel fear, it's because I'm in old programmings. It's because I have misaligned with the truth of who I am. And because we like to feel accomplished, because we like to feel a sense of worth around, can I get things done, or what did I create, then we tend to tie our identities of worth with how much we're accomplishing or getting done, or how we know we're ascending or moving forward. And we get these enormous to-do lists that, and I know because they're all over in my planner, that can be completely exhausting. and overwhelming. And so it's important to understand that that's just programming. That's human programming that says, I must do A, B, C, and D to be worthy of my inheritance, of God's love, or of the truth of who I am. When in reality, what is required is to stop thinking. Stop thinking with the egoic mind that says, I must do this to feel my worth. So I want to encourage us now, all of us, to just kind of take a moment and some deep breaths. I like to do 3, where you bring in a new belief that says, I need do nothing right now. I need do nothing. You are worthy. You are loved, loving, and lovable. There's nothing you need to go do to prove that right now or ever. That we start operating life from a place of love and passion and doing things out of joy. And with the influx of the planet's energy shifting into higher frequencies, it pushes people's identities that no longer serve them up. And what that looks like is relationships that are based on, I need you to be a certain way for me to feel good or to feel my worth, maybe falling away or changing. So careers will be changing, relationships will be changing, people will be exiting the planet because the energy just feels like too much, either consciously or unconsciously. And separation is triggered, the belief in separation is triggered within us, that I've lost someone when their physical presence is not around. And those can be really, really challenging identities. So coming to a place of I need do nothing feels a bit uncomfortable. To sit and accept that I am the love I am seeking. I am the answer I am seeking. We all have a child of God's self within us. The divine is in us. And our lessons for completing this year of completing patterns that no longer serve us is realizing our worth and realizing the potential that each one of us has without attaching an identity to it, without attaching an amount of money to it, or a certain career, or a certain goal achieved. What if your purpose on the planet, as you move through these identities, is how can I best extend my treasure today? What if our purpose on the planet is to just get out of the way, our egos, and let God move through us? Let Source move you into inspired actions rather than have to actions. That we act from a place of love and compassion rather than I need to know the future. And so I have to plan ahead and I have to be aware of this and I need to do this. I need to check this off my list, which, by the way, can feel very good because I like feeling accomplished. But as I've been in meditation, my team says to me, can you feel your worth without the accomplished list? Can you sit and go within, go to the heart instead of the mind, and feel the love that you are? And we tend to wake up and start going through our to-do list, and we're missing that really beautiful moments that we have to sit with the truth of who we are. And when we've been processing in the night, which is what we're all doing, and having dreams, sometimes we wake up not in such a harmonious place. Excuse me. And I've noticed that within myself as I've been processing old patterns, that they come up in dream states. And so before I jump out of bed, I'll reframe the dream state. And usually the dream is telling me that I must do something in order to achieve a goal, that I must do for another person, or I must fix a problem that's happening. And as I've been sitting with the human condition of limitation based on belief systems, moving into acceptance, which in the Awaken acronym, the second A stands for acceptance and asking questions. Accept wherever you are and ask questions. How can I see my worth not superdoing, not doing something for others, not needing to fix anything? And then how can I extend that treasure to others this day? And then see and visualize, and we can do this right now, your column of light, and step into it and feel the flow of that love and light moving through you, creating or opening up and helping to remember this space inside your heart that is Christed consciousness, that light within. Glenda Green, in her book, Love Without End, said that Jesus called them adamantine particles, these particles of creation that are rooted in love, that are love particles. And that scientists are now discovering these particles, and it's the God code written within each of us. And as we learn to access those, then we move into inspired action for your day. And it might be that you need to show up at a party so that you can just be present to extend love to others. It may be that you need to sit home. It may be that you need to not engage with certain people because it's interrupting your field of energy. It may be that you need to interact with certain individuals so that you can hold this space of love and acceptance for them without needing to fix them. But as we move out of struggle in our lives, where we have created every day in our life has problems and challenges that we must overcome, move out of that old way of thinking. I am the answer that I am seeking. I am the love that I am seeking. And as we practice moving into the heart center and deep breathing, doing it right now, breathing 3 times, feel that influx of energy that's already there get ignited. And notice the breath, how beautiful it is. I am willing to receive. I'm willing to release. Isn't that interesting concept? Through our breath, we receive the gifts of who we are, the truth of who we are, the knowledge that's already within us. And as we exhale, we release all the identities that no longer serve us, patterns, ways of struggle, ways of doing. And here's an interesting note about that. These identities that have caused us to struggle have given us a sense of payoff because we felt accomplished in that identity. But now that we are moving forward in awareness of the truth of who we are, and we're unleashing our God potential, life looks different. We can actually learn through peace and harmony and love and grace rather than struggle. We can continue to grow and learn and become aware by sitting and doing nothing, by going within and feeling the love that's already present. What blocks us from that? The stories that we have embedded into our minds for eons. And if you are feeling upheavals in your world right now, bless them. They are designed to shed those identities that no longer serve you. And part of that in our super doing is that we need to wake up and check an email, check our to-do list, check what we have coming in, especially if, we're self-employed and we're looking at work, then we tend to go there so that we can feel safe. Everything we desire in life is attached to an emotion. And so when you're doing unhealthy patterns, say like ruminating on certain thoughts of what if this happens? Well, what if this happens? Well, my parents are going to die, or my beloved, or what if this happens? And what we're searching for, the ego mind is looking to feel safe. And so it's trying to strategize and plan ahead so that you feel safe. But here is what's fascinating about this. I can feel safe right now in this moment as I choose to go within. I can feel abundant when I'm feeling lack and fearful of lack. I can go within and feel that abundance. So raise our level of awareness is the first step to what is it that I desire in my life and why do I desire it? And it could be that I desire, and it could be a certain goal to get out of my work and to be self-employed. And why do I desire that? What feeling do I want? I want the feeling of freedom, great awareness. I want the feeling of safety that I have income coming in to take care of my needs, as well as feeling abundantly blessed and free from the confines of work. So can I create those all right now? Everything you're seeking is already there. We have the God code there. And when we're seeking someone to tell us what to do and how to live our lives, it's because we're out of alignment. Now, don't get me wrong, it's certainly not bad to go hire a coach or somebody who can give you some direction when you're maybe stuck in some body pain, somebody that can, a wellness coach, somebody that can facilitate that transition of healing. But when we take people and put them on a pedestal above us, that they know better than we know about our lives, it can create a lot of problems. And when we attach to people to be a certain identity for us, to make us feel safe, then that will create problems with those relationships. And those are what's asking to be healed right now. Whatever attachments we have to someone being in our life or not being in our life, whatever attachment we have that somebody must tell me what to do or fix this problem for me, we get caught up in the egoic fears of unknown. So trust, is the answer that is available to us. Trust that things can work out. And these are human conditions that we are experiencing of lack, poverty, not good enough, not feeling valued. Those are all rooted in the ego. And the ego needs identities to prove itself. The ego also needs to judge others as good, bad, right, or wrong to feel safe, or judge others as above or below us. But as we practice seeing that, just observing that, and observing the ego, observing the messy emotions, stop identifying with it. That's what's causing the pain and struggle. We are identifying with that belief. We're identifying with the relationship. We're identifying with our net worth. We're identifying with the things and people around us to create a feeling of safety for our own identities. But what if the identity is, I am love, and that's all? All the other stuff added onto it is my human experience. And how do I want to create in this human experience? How can I best serve? And I love the statement in The Way of Mastery that we read yesterday, where he says, how can I, to wake up and say, how can I extend my treasure this day? And it might be to just think about loved ones that are going through some hardship, and to say a little prayer for them that all is well and that you are loved. And sit with that person's spirit in front of you and deep breathe, looking into their eyes. You are loved, loving, and lovable. I see in you that which I see in myself. The Ho'oponopono, we spoke about that yesterday. And we thank people for showing up in our lives to reflect those parts of ourselves, whether they're negative or positive, they're all reflecting something within ourselves. So that's why the Ho'oponopono is designed to clean your own vessel. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. And in our Way of Mastery group, Sid posted the book as well as some YouTube videos on that mantra and how it works to clean house. And as I do it for myself, I'll put my fist on my heart, rubbing it in that clockwise direction. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. To myself, as I'm sorry that I was misaligned with my thinking. I'm sorry that I have brought in struggle because it's what I've known to do. Please forgive me for being misaligned with my thoughts and feelings. Please forgive me for needing to prove my worth. Thank you for showing up for me. Whatever is showing up for you, thank you for showing up for me. And I love you. And these statements are all for yourself, because as you clean house here, you assist others in cleaning house. You do not realize how much we are all connected. And so when we realize that everything we desire, okay, let's take a goal, for example, anything we desire. Let's take finances. Energy is a good reflection of money and abundance and worth. And we say, what does my ego say that I must do in order to gain finances? Well, we first need to understand that gaining finances, we do that for a feeling. Everything we want is attached to a feeling. So I want finances in order so that I feel safe. I want to be abundant, so I feel freedom. I want to feel productive so that I feel worthy. Noticing everything you desire becomes so self-aware to know what you're doing and why you're doing it in any given moment. Why am I doing this right now? So, in our morning ritual, I'll go into, like this morning, I got up and I noticed that my body's talking to me when I'm laying down, that my hips start screaming. And so when I went to bed last night, I said, "Thank you for talking and I love you. And tomorrow morning, I will get up and do my yoga routine. I will do a yoga and I just pull up a little yoga on YouTube, and I know that my body needs to move, and I need to move the energies on this planet of the 12-12 influx as it's pushing energies up of completion of old identities. The identity that I must prove my worth, that I must rescue, that I must fix, that I must be what this person needs me to be. All of those are falling away so that we can come back to the truth of who we are. And when you get stuck with the question, how should I handle this situation? You go within in a quiet space. Get yourself quiet and go within. How's a better way to handle this situation? If I'm not here to fix anybody, if I'm not here to prove my worth, then how do I show up now? I don't know. I'm losing all those identities. And that feels really scary because then people won't value who I am as a super doer, a fixer, feeling accomplished. How will I show up on the planet in a place of flow? So notice when we have a need, and it's kind of a knee-jerk reaction, like I'll have a need to go check my bank account to see if I'm on task for the month, to see what my duties are for the day, to go check my to-do list or my email, to this need that I must do this in order for me to feel safe or peaceful is what's coming to completion. Isn't that beautiful? You need do nothing. Put your to-do list away. You need do nothing. Go within. Feel the love that is there. That's where your safety is. That's where your peace, your joy. I am love, loved, loving, and lovable. I need do nothing. But as soon as we seek something to make us feel safe, love, loved, loving, and lovable, we're in our ego. Isn't that fascinating? And by the way, welcome to humanity. We're there often. So I say a little prayer in the morning. This ritual that I do in my meditation. And it is, please forgive me for being misaligned with my thoughts, words, and deeds for the past 24 hours. And what that looks like is the knee-jerk reaction to be accomplished, to fix yourself or fix someone else, to make something happen, to feel a certain way by something else getting done. We become attached to all these things needing to be in order for us to feel peace, joy, love, happiness, and freedom. And that's where we're misaligned. So let's do a little exercise right now. Put your hand on your fist and rotate it. We are forgiving ourselves. You're saying, I'm sorry. We're doing the Ho'oponopono prayer. I'm sorry that I've been so hard on myself. I'm sorry that I have attached my worth to doing or to making a certain amount of money or to fixing or rescuing. Please forgive me for my misaligned thoughts, words, and deeds, for judging others, because when I'm judging others, I have been judging myself. Please forgive me for my harsh judgments. Thank you for showing up for me. All these things showing up in my realm to show me what I get to clear. And sometimes you might have a dump of hard emotions for no reason. Thank you for showing up these hard emotions, because I know I'm a conduit to clear in the DNA what I chose to come into this DNA to feel and heal and clear. Thank you for showing me that. Thank you for showing me my divine shift, that I need do nothing to feel peace, joy, love, happiness, freedom, abundance. I need do nothing. I have access to feel that right now. Thank you for showing up all of these gifts for me to take a look at. And I love you. I love you for your human mess. Your human mess that says, oh, I must do this and this and this and this to feel that way. That's a human mess. You need do nothing. Sit and enjoy your nothing space. Because underneath that nothing space is your God self, your higher self, your I am presence. Your whole spiritual team is anchored in there. They are in and around you at all times. You can't be separated from them. It's the egoic fear that says, I must do this in order to feel peace. I must know what's in my bank account in order for me to feel at peace or safe. I must know what's coming up in the new year so that I'm prepared, so that I feel safe. I must know if this customer is going to pull the trigger, or if I'm going to stay in this job, or if I'm going to leave this job. I must know these things so I am prepared. Take a deep breath. That's the ego. And we just forgave ourselves. It's old patterns and identities. And thank you, 1212, influx of energy. These 7 days in this portal is going to push up those old identities that you no longer need to feel your worth and to feel safe. So take a deep breath and breathe that in, and know that whatever is coming up for you, to you, is for you. That old identities of fixer, super doer, prove my worth, prove my value, fix everybody and myself around me, keep peace and harmony in the home. All of those are egoic identities. They're not your truth. You need do nothing. Can you feel loved, safe, valued, abundant, worthy, without needing anything or anyone? Maybe for a minute I could feel that. Maybe as I practice. This is why we meditate. Can I feel all the feels I want without doing anything? So I recommend for our growth work this week, we make a list of the things that we do each day that we think we have to do. And that list that we make is like, I must, for me, I must do yoga. I must meditate. I must do my prayer. I must do my reading. I must check in with clients. I must clean the house. I must check my emails. I must check my bank account. Those are the things that I feel like I must do. Then I say, I must, for example, I must meditate so that I feel at peace. Even a spiritual regimen, any regimen that we become rigid with, gets in the way of our peace. But when we can see that we need do nothing to be the love that we are, I need do nothing to be the child of divine creator of God itself is within me. I need do nothing. The safety is within me. I am connected. I just forgot. I just got into the ego of, oh, I got to do this and this and this and this. Realigned. In that moment, I am in alignment with creator, with God, with source, with my heavenly team. I am that which I am seeking. I don't need to do any of those things to feel the peace, joy, love, health, freedom, and abundance now. So, congratulations. All the stuff that's coming up for you now is to help you to see that you don't need those identities to feel your worth. For 2026, we are creating alignment with the truth of who we are. Now, I do morning habits and I do morning rituals and I do night rituals as well, and in the middle of the day now. And I highly recommend it. And in our Way of Mastery group, we are choosing 5 minutes to sit as Christ consciousness 3 times a day. In this moment, in my divine place, can I feel? What is Christ consciousness? What does that even feel like? What does it feel like to be Jesus Christ? What does it feel like to be an ascended master, to be the worth that I'm seeking? Can I align with that for 5 minutes and just deep breathe it in and go to your heart center? And I will tell you, as you practice this, your level of trust goes way up. Trust in the flow of life, trust in the truth of who you are, trust that you know what to do, when to do it, trust that you know what to say and when to say it, that all your actions in life are taken from inspiration rather than I have to. I have to check my bank account so I can feel safe. All of that drops. And you can have your morning routine without needing to do anything. You can feel peace, joy, love, health, freedom, and abundance in this moment without picking up your phone, without even doing the yoga, without even doing the meditation or the prayer. Be the thing you're seeking because you already are. You just were misaligned with it. So the growth work is to write down those things that you have to do each day, like I must clean the house. And then I write, why must I clean the house? Well, I realize I don't have to clean the house, but I like to clean the house because I like a feeling of organization. I like to not feel cluttered in my head. And I have all these things around that need to be organized. And my basement, when you pull out Christmas, then everything's in a mess. Now I need to get that in order. Why? Why do I need to? So that I can feel what, right? What you need to do. And what's the feeling you're looking for? So if it is, I must check my bank account. What is it? Why must you check it? So that I feel safe. I must call clients back so I know that I can feel safe and abundance. I must go to work so that I can feel this way. Everything we do is to create that feeling. So the challenge on this call is, can you create the feeling that you're seeking by doing that thing? You think that thing is going to create a feeling for you, and you're still looking for outside evidence for your worthiness and worth. Welcome to humanity. We all do it. But that's what's asking to be dropped in these 7 days as we approach December 21st, which is the winter solstice. It's kind of cool to feel just different energies that are happening on our planet with our solar system and alignment of moons and stars and influxes of energy that come in and what gets pushed up and how to move in alignment so we move with it rather than against it. So I'm encouraging all of us, including myself, to drop the identities, the roles that you have done in your life to create a certain feeling. You have habits that are misaligned. You have habits of fixing someone or needing to prove something or needing to make sure everybody is well in your household. No, your position is to be the love that you are. Breathe it up right now from the earth, breathe it down from source, and shoot it into the corners of your home, of your workspace. Be the love that you seek. Be the safety that you seek. Rearrange your day into what feels good. Do self-care for you. And you know what that is. You already have the answer. And notice that these habits and patterns that you've gotten into are all for a feeling you want to gain. If you need to check something on your bank account or check a bill, it's so that you feel safe that I paid that. It's you're looking for a feeling. And when you understand the feeling is already within you, because who you are is abundance. Align with it. Who you are is safety. Align with it. Then you will quit seeking to do A, B, C, and D so that you feel those feelings. Okay, so how to do this? Make your to-do list. Write the feeling that you gain from each one. Choose to have quiet time every morning throughout the day to create those feelings now within you without doing anything. And what happens is you tap into that God self and you realign with the truth of who you are, and you will never need anything or anyone to provide anything for you for those feelings. And that is mastery. Isn't that a beautiful thing? And the level of trust in the flow of the universe that everything comes to you. Everything that you need is available to you as you continue to be in alignment. And then as you practice this alignment, all of a sudden you're learning through love and joy, and you don't need to learn through struggle anymore. Life becomes so much easier. And you wake up and you move into that love and gratitude, and you say, how can I best extend my treasure this day? And you stay open to prompts that come to you, a phone call, a text, an expression of love. You are the love that others are seeking. Hold the space for them. You don't need to fix them. Just hold the space. Humans just haven't tapped into the potential of who they are yet when they're misaligned. And by the way, misaligned is part of the human experience, so love it. I forgive myself. Thank you for showing up. I'm sorry, and I love you. Follow the Ho'oponopono, clean house. And as you clean house here, you help others clean house. And so it is. All right, go practice this week being the love that you are. I will complete the recording and have it available if you choose to listen to it again. And these are big things we're learning. This new era of learning how to just be and not be super doers, but be super beers. Be the love that you seek. And so it is.